I don't have any
Well,
influence
I
on
think that there is an ethical aspect that comes into play, right? So in general, the first order thinking is bombing's bad. We shouldn't do it. Second order, so what are the consequences? What are the constraints or the reasons why we would want to bomb, right? And
it.
then the
Yeah,
one thing I would say is we don't know for a fact that if they had a nuclear weapon, they'd use it. We just assume they would. That's an assumption, right? So how well you believe in that assumption is going to be how strongly you believe we should or shouldn't do something like this. But it's back to that theoretical conversation. If you knew Hitler as a kid or a baby, would you kill him knowing that he's going to kill a bunch of people? It's that whole ethical argument. If you knew someone was going to drop a bomb, would you drop a bomb? Would you stop them from being able to have that
yeah,
bomb? And I think
right.
yes, in this case, yeah, the politics are arguing, yeah, of course you would. But you don't know for sure because it hasn't happened yet. So we're back to the ethical argument. It's more of a like, yeah, it's a given that they're doing something here. So the question is, how do we stop it? So let's go back to it real quick and say, what are the dimensions you consider when you're going to make a judgment call like this? The risk of what happens if you don't do it versus the risk of what happens if you
Yeah,
do. And your idea is if the risk is if we don't do this, there's going to be worse consequences. The other is an ethical argument. And you say, well, there's an ethical argument here, and that's probably slightly on the negative side. We probably shouldn't do it. This is the problem with a decision that's complex, is you see the result of the decision, you see the decision itself, but you don't see what went into it. So if you look at this and say, I don't trust the government to make good decisions, then you're going to come out and say that was a bad decision.
well, and I think, that's a very concern because we've known that the government, like through history, has lied, cheated, everything. Actually, based on, oh, they got weapons of mass destruction, right? And we later knew that they went in knowing full well they didn't have